The UN Charter comprises a preamble and 19 chapters divided into 111 articles. The Charter sets forth the purposes of the United Nations as the maintenance of international peace and security, the development of friendly relations between states, and the achievement of cooperation in solving international, economic, social, cultural, and humanitarian problems. It expresses a strong hope for the equality of all people and the expansion of basic freedoms. The principal organs of the United Nations, as specified in the Charter, are the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council, the Trusteeship Council, the International Court of Justice, and the Secretariat. French, on the other hand, is a highly centralized language, with the Parisian accent setting the standard for the world. If other French-speaking political entities had risen to rival France, the situation might be different. If, for instance, Quebec had remained a separate country, or if Haiti had been a larger country, then perhaps other French dialects might have become more accepted. By way of introduction, Joseph Heller, the author who introduced the phrase, catch-22, into the English language, died on December 12 at the age of 76 in his home in East Hampton, New York in 1961. Heller published his first novel, Catch-22, a surreal, anti-war story set in World War II. Heller's protagonist, a fighter pilot, comes to understand that a man deemed insane by the military bureaucracy may be released from duty. The catch-22 of Heller's title is that when a man recognizes his condition, he is no longer insane. Heller spoke at numerous college campuses throughout the 60s, and Catch-22 seemed to capture the anti-war sentiment of many protesters during the Vietnam War. Even in the 1940s, it was easy to see how time would soon expand the economists' horizons. The link between security and poverty logically applied to developing countries as well as the developed ones, and the statesmen of the time could see this. The economic health of every country is a proper matter of concern to all its neighbors, near and distant. In January 1788, the anchors of the sea-battered ships of the First Fleet rattled down into the sparkling waters of Sydney Cove, and 780 of England's most unwanted were herded ashore by their guards, British Navy Marines. The convicts were bullied into some semblance of order to view the raising of the English flag as Australia became the farthest outpost of the largest empire the world has ever seen. Heritage is what the present chooses to make of the past. That means that heritage is dynamic. It's a changing concept. And it also means that it tends to be defined in opposition to much that is going on in the present. It's endangered. Where there is heritage, there is often a sense of threat, whether it's a building that's about to be bulldozed, or a way of life that is dying out because of economic change. The heritage that we speak about in this country in terms of conservation tends to be a term that becomes very central, or more central in new ways, as the state becomes involved in this field of administering conservation. The idea is that we divide the ward, the patients if you like, and the nurses into 3 different teams, which we call primary nursing teams. And in those teams we then have the primary nurse, which is myself, associate nurses, which generally tend to be D-grade nurses, and healthcare assistant, and you're all in one team together. The idea is that you would hopefully work as a team on coordinating the care for the patients who come in under your care, as in the red team. In our teams we have 8 patients each. The idea would be that I would, normally, prescribe the care or plan the care for those patients. In reality, it doesn't always work like that, and besides which the associate nurses that are in the teams have those skills anyway from their training. We've already started feeling the adverse effects of global warming. Forests have been devastated due to the rise in population of pine beetle, which expanded due to the lack of severe winters. Forests are also at a high risk of catching fires. There has been a 4-fold increase in forest fires. The amount of carbon dioxide released due to these bog fires has resulted in fuel combustion. It's been observed that over the past couple of decades, birds and butterflies have shifted their range northward by 200 kilometers in Europe and North America. Global warming has also had a devastating effect on health. The incidence of cardiovascular diseases has increased due to increased ozone in the atmosphere. Lung tissues are damaged, leading to asthma. Hence, the mortality rate too has been affected. This global warming has led to a higher rate of dengue and malaria cases. These insect-borne diseases are on the rise, and the World Health Organization is working hard to eradicate them through vaccines. Schizophrenia is a severe, chronic, and a disabling brain disorder. Schizophrenics need ongoing psychiatric and psychological treatment. People with schizophrenia have perceptions that are strikingly different from others. Their behavior may seem odd, bizarre, and eccentric at times. They suffer from hallucinations and illusions, i.e., they hear voices and see things that actually do not exist, or at least are not physically present. The choice of stroke depends on how near the shuttlecock is to the net, and whether it is above net height. Players have much better attacking options if they can reach the shuttlecock well above net height, especially if it is also close to the net. In the forecourt, a high shuttlecock will be met with a net kill, hitting it steeply downwards and attempting to win the rally immediately. In the midcourt, a high shuttlecock will be usually met with a powerful smash, also hitting downwards and hoping for a outright winner or a weak reply. Athletic jump smashes where players jump upwards for a steeper smash angle are a common and special, spectacular element of elite men's doubles play. In the rear court, players strive to hit the shuttlecock while it is still above them rather than allowing it to drop lower. This overhead hitting allows them to play smashes, clears, and drop shots. If the shuttlecock has dropped low, then a smash is impossible, and a full-length high clear is difficult.